Thank you, Associate Zach. Her remarks were to be followed by Director of YCAR, who unfortunately could not be here because he had a family emergency. He did send his remarks, which I'm just going to read to you. These are his words. Thank you, Dean Nardar Razak. On behalf of YCAR, I welcome all of you to this special event, the Ambedkar Memorial Lecture by Professor Vivek Kumar. Dr. Ambedkar embodies the values that YCAR believes in, that scholars are not only experts in their field, but also members of a particular social order. It is the task of scholars, therefore, to interrogate the social order within which they are embedded. The figure of Dr. Ambedkar, his thoughts and his concerns represent such role of intellectuals. His work represents socially engaged scholarship, one that is devoted to social justice and equality. The thoughts and the concerns of Ambedkar are clearly specific to this time, but they're also relevant for thinking about our time and should I add, our space. As Professor Gautam and I were organizing this event, religious and ethnic tensions have bubbled to the surface of Myanmar with deadly consequences. It is timely that we have this event today with Professor Kumar reflecting on the themes of modernity and nation building via the work of Dr. Ambedkar. For many of us, Dr. Ambedkar represents not only the voice of India, but also the larger world of Asia, including here, the world of Asian diaspora. Let me also take this opportunity to thank Professor Gautam and his associates for making it possible for York to continue to honor Dr. Ambedkar's work. I want to also thank Dean Ananya Mukherjee from Liberal Arts and Professional Studies for co-presenting this lecture. And I must also thank Nabi Hassan, that's me, from YCAR for organizing this event. Finally, I want to thank Professor Arun Mukherjee for chairing the lecture. A major part of Professor Mukherjee's work is dedicated to Dalit literature. Without her translation and nuanced analysis, we would have very little understanding of Dalit's perspectives of the world here. Without further ado, let me turn this forum over to Professor Arun Gautam to introduce Dr. Ambedkar Memorial Lecture. I again thank you all for being here today.
On behalf of Dr. Ambedkar International Mission, Canada, Toronto, I welcome to all of you on this event. Organizing Dr. Ambedkar Memorial Lecture shows the deep commitment of the York University for Social Justice, which has been possible mainly due to the efforts of Professor Nardar Razak, Associate Dean, Global and Community, and Professor Abidin Kuzno, Director, York Center for Asian Research. The whole Indian community in general and the depressed classes in particular appreciate this initiative of the York University. I would like to thank Professor Arun P. Mukherjee, Professor Emeritus, Chair of the event, and Professor Vivek Kumar for delivering Dr. Ambedkar Memorial Lectures at various places in Canada. I would like to thank Dr. Ambedkar Mission, Scarborough, the team of Mr. Jeet Ria and Pyara Bahujan, and Shri Guru Ravidass Sabha, Ontario, the team of Mr. Kuldeep Kelly and Mr. Harmesh Sandhi. It would not have been possible for holding Dr. Ambedkar Memorial Lectures without the efforts of the team of executive members, Mr. Brahm, Mr. Dinesh Ladhar, Mr. Amarjit Baddan, Mr. Naresh Ahi, and Chandrasekhar. The Ambedkar International Mission is a registered Canadian organization that has been working in Toronto for the last 15 years. It works in collaboration with the other aims in USA, UK, Japan, UAE, Bahrain, Brunei, Australia, Kuwait, Oman, Malaysia, India, and other countries. It is active in a number of leading Asian and international fora on issues relating to inclusion, discrimination, and human rights. It participated in discussions on sustainable development goals post-2015 agenda of United Nations, which was organized during the United Nations Assembly for adopting SDGs. It has installed the statue of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar in the Scott Library of this university. Recently, it participated in the Unfinished Legacy of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar International Conference on Reimaging Religion, Caste and Social Justice in South Asia in Brandeis University, Boston, in April. And World Conference on Caste in India, held in Barnard College, Columbia University in September. India and Canada are both multicultural, multi-religious, and multi-ethnic countries. There are many similarities in the constitutions of Canada and India. The violation of human rights of men, women, and children are important international issues. The international peace and development cannot be achieved without the protection of human rights. Ambedkar, through his writings and lectures, fought for liberty, equality, and fraternity based on teachings of his master, the Buddha, for the oppressed and the discriminated millions in India and for centuries. Ambedkar's Buddha was an embodiment of reasoning and scientific methodology, disregarding beliefs based on falsehood. The life of Baba Sahib is an example of values like self-discipline, survival in absence of material resources, simplicity, handling conflicts without violence, exploring simple but revolutionary ideas as a mark of superior conduct and living. His ideology contains two important views. Number one, rights are protected not by law, but by the social and moral conscience of the society. And two, a democratic form of government presupposes a democratic form of society. Dr. Ambedkar has been narrowly seen as a champion of Dalit rights. In fact, his quest for justice was rather comprehensive. His battle was for the reclamation of human dignity and justice. He believed that education must be universal and higher education should be accessible to all. He saw the goal of education as a medium for achievement of equality and realization of human potential to its fullest. He suggested that law-related education should begin for all students right from high school. And among many legacies, BSc left has been the respect for the Constitution. As a scholar in multiple disciplines, Dr. Ambedkar has inspired many to undertake studies on several issues, particularly on the problems of discriminated groups and social institutions, like the caste system, not only in India, but in many countries around the world. Dr. Ambedkar was a great scholar, and his writings have inspired studies on both inside and outside India. We appreciate the York University for installing his statue in Scarborough Library and now holding Dr. Ambedkar Memorial Lecture. These acts, we believe, will inspire students and scholars to undertake research in the areas of which Dr. Ambedkar dedicated his entire life. I again thank you all very much for attending this event. I apologize if I have forgotten the names of some cooperators. Jai Bhim, Jai Bharat, Jai Kannada. Thank you.
I'd like to now invite Arun Professor Emerita of English at York University, to introduce the speaker.
Very pleasant task that I have of introducing today's speaker and welcome him to York University for the inaugural Ambedkar Memorial Lecture. It's a very proud day for me because I consider Dr. Ambedkar, whom we call out of love, Baba Sahib Ambedkar, to be my real first teacher. He basically lighted the proverbial light bulb in my mind and changed the course of my own search for knowledge and my understanding of the world. It didn't come from the universities, which we know are Brahminic, whether in India or even here in Canada. And so it had to be some of the books that I luckily found in University of Toronto's old book section. They weren't in the new books. And that was the watershed moment for me. And so I hope that this relationship will continue with Ambedkar Memorial Mission. It is very important for the universities to be connected to communities. And the activism happens in the community. And Ambedkar Memorial Mission is an organization that keeps Dr. Ambedkar's work alive. I was very proud to be with them for the birthday celebration last year. And I hope that York and Ambedkar Memorial Mission will continue to work together. Thank you very much for
Ambedkar International Mission.
I'm sorry, Ambedkar International Mission, for this gift to our university. So I would like to now go on to introduce Professor Vivek Kumar. In order to prepare myself, I first wanted to know who Dr. Vivek Kumar is and what is his work. So he's a YouTube star, and I recommend that you listen to his lecture given at the Jawaharlal Nehru University Teach-ins at a very difficult time in that university's history. And those lectures, those teach-ins outside the administrative block have become the most wonderful documents of how universities keep the flame of democracy, social justice, and activism alive. So I think I could learn a lot from Dr. Kumar about how to give an absolutely engaging lecture. So I'm very much looking forward to it. And in the lecture on YouTube, he also sang from one of the, it's a very, appropriate song for that lecture. So I hope you will do the same today. So, Professor Vivek Kumar holds the Ambedkar Chair in Sociology at the Center for the Study of Social Systems, School of Social Sciences, Jawaharlal University, New Delhi. Professor Kumar has written and published extensively on the methodology of social sciences, sociology of marginalized sections, Dalit political leadership, and social movements and social change. Professor Kumar is a public intellectual who writes regularly in newspapers and participates in debates on television. His latest book, Caste and Democracy in India, A Perspective from Below, was published in 2014. The title of his lecture today is Decoding Ambedkar's Ideas of Modernity and Nation Building. The lecture challenges the reductivist approach of mainstream Indian academia, intelligentsia, and media, which sees Baba Saheb Ambedkar only as the messiah of Dalits or the chief architect of the Indian Constitution, and not as the intellectual giant who made world historical contributions in many disciplines. The lecture examines the ideas of modernity and nation building in Ambedkar's thought. The lecture highlights his idea of self-representation and its importance in the process of nation building. The lecture will also delve into the evolution of various social, political, and religious movements launched by him and the role he played in the making of Indian Constitution. The lecture concludes by reflecting on how Baba Saheb's become a global icon in our times. So thank you, and I look forward to